So here's a setup to test if the pitch shifters sound better in front of the amp or as something in the effects loop. I've got an array of pitch shifters lying around here. Starting off at the right hand side is the T-Rex Quint. I've got a TC Electronic sub and up, the Electro harmonic spark, the Zoom multi-stomp, which has a bunch of pitch shifter effects in it, the Mooer Pitchbox, and the Boss Harmonist. My guitar is plugged into Marshall Valvestate. It's on the dirty channel. It sounds like that. So my guitar is plugged into the line switcher, which is this thing over here. Basically what it does, I've got the Marshall Valvestate plugged into loop A over here, the red loop. So it's sending a signal to the amp. From the send from the amp, it's going back to the pedal. And loop B, which is the green loop, that one has all the effects in it. And with the switch I can change the order of the loops. So now the effects go into the preamp, and when I do flick the switch, the effects are in the effects loop of the amp. I'm going to start off with pitching the instrument down. I got a couple effects that will do the trick. Starting off with the Zoom multi-stomp on the pitch shifter settings. It's now in E. Guitar is tuned in E, but when I press the button, and I press this button as well, there we go. Now the effects are in front of the preamp, and the guitar is in B right now. Change the order. Besides this, it's just a little bit louder. Switch over to the Mooer Pitchbox. And switch is down, so it's still in the effects loop. Sounds pretty good. There's a really big wobble over there. Both will do fine. Let's start off with the Boss Harmonist. So that was in front of the amp. Now it's in the effects loop. Yeah, I don't know, sounds pretty fine to me, both ways. So let's go with pitch shifting up. It's a different sound. So now the preamp is in front of the effects and really sounds more like an organ. It's really a strange kind of wobble in the sound, but it sounds more like an organ, but it's dirtier. It's way dirtier when the effects are in front of the preamp. Let's try a different one. So yeah, the Mooer Pitchbox doesn't sound that good when you shift it up. Not in the effects loop and not in front of the amp. It's a real big wobble over there. So pitch shifting, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you put it in front of the amp or in the effects loop. Sounds a little different, more organy when it's in the effects loop, but yeah, I think both sound fine. Except for the Mooer Pitchbox. That only sounds good if you shift it down. Alright. So next up is some harmonic pitch shifting. Man, sounds like crap. That sounds a lot better. Let's try something else. Both sound fine, but there's really a big difference in the sound right here. So when you have a simple interval like a fifth or a fourth, they both sound fine in front of the preamp and in the effects loop, but when you have different interval like a sixth, it sounds really weird when you put it in front of the amp. And really good when you put it in the effects loop. So the thing with the POC and the sub and up and the Quint is that it really sounds like an organ, everything you play. And now it sounds like it has an organ going into a guitar amp. And when the preamp's in front of the effects, it sounds more like there's an organ playing along with what you play on the guitar, I guess. By the way, the TC Electronic is, they have the stock tone prints, so the original polyphonic tone print, classic tone print and the tone print already installed in the middle position of the switch. So yeah, that's how it sounds. So in conclusion, when you just do pitch shifting, the effects in front of the preamp sound fine, as well as in the FX loop of the amplifier. If you do harmonic pitch shifting, then it really depends on what kind of interval you're setting it to. When you do intervals that are kind of close to the original note, like a third, then you better do it in the FX loop. When you have other intervals, they sound fine both in front of the preamp and in the FX loop. When you add octaves, it sounds more like an organ when you put it in the FX loop, and it sounds dirtier when you put it in front of the amp. So yeah, that's about it.